never thought anything like this could happen in our neighborhood. I mean, bad stuff doesn't happen in the place that I grew up, but it happened to me. When it did, the whole world changed in an instant, and how I felt in it was very different. And
I would imagine.
I didn't actually know how to function in it anymore, and I must say I did not function very well for a long time.
I would
As you
imagine,
know.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that. So this is just like an everyday. You just roll in here every day, and this is what you do.
Helga likes to eat the horse food, and the horses like to eat the chicken food.
Of course. Yeah.
I tell the horses, you're not a chicken. But they don't
All right,
listen.
now there are actually horses here, though, right?
Yeah, you want to see horses?
I mean, I'm assuming that's what's back there. Yeah. How far back do I need to be? I'm a little. Oh shoot!
It's okay.
Let's stand back here. If you're cool with that. All right.
Say hi. Hi, Bubba. This is my best friend, TJ.
All right. Hi, buddy.
And this is Lily.
You got another one in there?
Lil. Hi, Lil.
Okay.
I love you.
I mean, are you not like terrified of that thing?
My beautiful.
I mean, it's huge.
He does everything he can not to hurt me.
It's really cool.
This is where a lot of my trust started coming back. When I'm having a bad day, when I feel like I can't deal with people anymore,
Right.
and I come here, and I don't know what it is about these guys, but the magic that they give me, it gives me strength to like go back out there. You know, when it's so difficult to deal with humans, and obviously all of us have had difficulties and different traumas, and there's something so magical about coming out here and just, I don't know, I come out here and I'm able to breathe, and I'm able to make sense of the world, and they allow me to do that. Most survivors don't ever come forward and speak about it, myself included. Weirdly enough, my mom growing up was a prevention educator on all different issues, one being going to classrooms and giving stories and ideas and statistics and just information to give them more ability to function out there and be aware of what's going on with whether it's date rape, drugs, being too intoxicated, having people that you trust near you, kind of just being prepared for situations where you can be vulnerable. She was telling me a story about somebody that she had spoken through her work, who was a survivor, who had told her story. And she was telling me this story, and I started to cry. And she looked in my face, and something hit her, and she said, "Jenny, did this happen to you?" And I said, I felt so guilty that I hadn't told her.
Because it had been.
Because she's my
long
mom,
time,
and I
she's
trusted
your mom.
her. She knows the subject.
Well, and-
she wouldn't, and I didn't tell her.
What a
because-
wild thing to think that you hear about this and you're like, why didn't you say it? Like, why wouldn't you say something?
Why
But
wouldn't
then
you shout it out?
But I'm
right?
sitting here talking to you and you're like, this was my mom who did this for a job,
Right.
a person who I trusted, a person
That's
who I
right.
loved, who knew that she loved me,
Right.
and still,
I couldn't.
wow.
Because I felt, it's my body. And I think when you lose control of your body, you just feel like you lose control over everything. And I stopped trusting myself. I stopped
Jesus.
caring about what happened to me in life. But interestingly enough, when I did say yes, it did happen to me, she of course said, "I'm so sorry," and she never blamed me for not telling her.
I mean, I'm looking at the sheer volume of this. I mean, we can sit and stomp our feet and scream about men being bad and people being bad, but that doesn't help anything. You
Well,
know?
the fact is
Like,
men
where did
aren't
this-
bad.
What is your history and your experience with men, I guess, before and after? Like,
Right.
was your dad around? Your parents were married, right?
I have a very good example of what I believe a man should be, the best of what a man can be. My dad was in the Marines. He was a gymnast, an athlete. I guess you could call him a trained killer,
Okay.
And
Okay.
weirdly enough, he went against the grain, I guess, of the manliness.
Right.
And I grew up with him, I guess, respecting all forms of life. But I always remember by our front door, if there was an insect, he would kind of, if he could get in his hand, otherwise he'd be like, come on, little friend. Come on, little friend. I mean, it could take him like a half hour to get this little guy out safely. And
A skilled, trained
Marine,
who's like also, hey, little fella.
yeah.
That's a good
So,
example for sure.
I lucked out in that department of, realizing a man is not born to hurt.
Yeah.
A human is not born to hurt. I knew of you, I know you knew of me, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
But when Jory started saying that, I know you want to make a documentary, and this guy from our grade, Tom, is unbelievable. He's not just a good writer, he's just such a good person. All I heard was the guy from our high school. And I didn't hear good writer. I didn't care. And honestly, I didn't really want to meet you.
Because I was that guy, wasn't I?
So then she finally sends me some of your writing. And when I read it, it was like, first of all, I was getting to know you through your words and your thoughts instead of you. And though your words and your thoughts were so comforting to me, and I felt like you really understood. You just got it. So in the last, 35 years has been, on paper, you are what scares me the most. I ran away from where we came from, out here, more working class, but being able to connect with someone who basically on paper is my rapist. And I can't even tell you how much it means to me that we made this connection and that I've come full circle. And I can look at you, the monster that you were to me, and see just a beautiful person. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
When I entered into this world of sexual violence, it really hit me hard that this is not a female issue.
I imagine there's people who would disagree with you on that.
Yeah, well.
Why? Why do you say that?
Because I know that you're not born to hurt. I know that males are not born. I truly believe that they're born innocent. I definitely went through that stage to hate him. But then I think seeing it from an outside point of view, seeing it, this is affecting the whole world. Why? I wanted to know why.
So how do we get from that to this, to all of this, to let's just not do this anymore? How do we get people to,
We have to notice when other people are in pain.
Well, we have to notice other people. I mean, that's, I think, where we're, especially now, like we're, I don't even know where my phone is, but it's like you're in your phone all day. And it's like, we sit here and we see, this beautiful space. You could invite 100 people out here and look at this beautiful place, and they'd be like, oh my God, hold on. Click, selfie, and they'd post it on their social, and then they'd come inside and watch TV. How do we break the cycle?
This is where it starts, right here.
It's as easy as this. It's as easy as this, and it's so powerful and meaningful.
This is what gave me my ability to breathe again. Right here.
It's wild.
It really starts from down here.
The grass, you mean?
grass,
Like what?
the flowers, all the lives
Oh
that are
my
growing.
God, I didn't even see that.
So when you start to appreciate and respect this small living thing on the ground, we start at the ground.
Right.
You go from the ground up and you learn to love and respect everything on its way. So by the time you get to a human, it's hard to hurt them. I don't know what it is about nature. It's just can give you as a human back your strength when you have a hard time dealing with humans. When you come out here and they just like instill this peace and like positive energy in you. And then I can go back to our fellow humans and I can face them a lot easier.
And this is where you get that ability and that just like I can take a breath.
I can take a breath.
Before you met TJ and those guys, how often did you do that? Just sit and take a deep breath. How often could you?
Take a deep breath.
Yeah, like just that. Just sit on the beach and just.
I don't know if I took deep breaths for a long time. I think my breaths were more like because the world was just not breathable for me. At first I didn't want to be in it at all, and then to be in it, to be numb. And I think finding your answer and it gave me my ability to breathe again, to be here and to make a connection with these animals. I just wish everyone could find this type of peace. So wherever they can find it, you know, I'm lucky I found it here. I want to take, you know, my story or this finding, I want to share it. I want to let people know that there's one way to find peace in your life again. And it's all around us.
Yeah.
And it's a good start, you know. I feel really good. I'm able to breathe again. But if we're gonna change things and really make a dent and really open up people's eyes, I mean, we have a lot of work to do. As you stand above me, an object, not a person, about to take my body, about to take my soul, about to take my life in ways you will never understand. I just wish you'd seen that flower.
Thank you.